By the authority invested in me, I hereby declare this meeting of the Conshohocken Borough Council duly open and ready to conduct any business that may come before it. Prayer of council.
Please rise. O Divine Master, in deep humility, we place ourselves, our thoughts, and our plans in thy hands. We beg thee to fill our minds, our wills with the gifts of wisdom, understanding, counsel, fortitude, knowledge, and piety. Help us not think of ourselves or personal desires, but rather consider the responsibilities laid upon us. Help us promote as far as possible the welfare of our people and to treat them with impartiality and justice. Grant us the power to set a good example in thought, word, and deed, so that thy blessings will be showered upon us and the people we represent. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilmember Titino?
Present.
Councilmember Griffin?
Here.
Councilmember Sokolowski?
Here.
Councilmember Barton?
Here.
Councilmember Stokely?
Here.
Vice President Flanagan?
Here.
President Leonard?
Here.
Mayor Aronson?
Here.
Thank you. The first item on the agenda is to conduct interviews for board and commission vacancies. Ms. Stovall is here this evening to interview for the Human Relations Commission. If you can please come to the podium.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Deb, why do you want to serve as a member on the commission?
What is your question?
Why would you like to serve as a member?
I think that it's an extension of who I am. I believe in public service, to serve my community. I was born and raised here in Conshohocken. I went to school right down the street, went to Plymouth Whitemarsh. From there, I went straight into the workforce for Lockheed Martin and King of Prussia for 31 years. From there, I went to the courthouse for 6 years. I'm a Villanova graduate. I've served on several boards, on board of directors for nonprofits. I'm involved in other, public service type of things. And I just think that it's an extension of who I am.
Thank you.
How do you see this role for you?
It's a role where I can also learn, but I can also get back. I looked and saw what the Human Relations Commission is, and it said that for those that, have filed a complaint because they feel as though they have been, there's some type of injustice, I feel like I can add something to it. I can learn also, as well as on the other end for the person that's filing the complaint. Thank you.
Debbie, what would be your top priority in serving?
And serving, just to make sure that whatever the complaint might be or whatever the need might be, that I do the best that I can do to fulfill, the role that I'm asked to do.
Anyone else have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you very
for your
much.
time, and thank you for your
Thank you.
Thank you for volunteering.
night.
Thank you. The next individual to be considered for appointment is Ms. Holst for the EAC. Please come to the podium.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for coming in.
And what is your first name?
My name is Holly Holst.
Okay. Thank you.
Holly, is there anything that you would like to accomplish as a member of the EAC?
I'd like to build on the EAC's community engagement and public programming, specifically with the youth. I believe that conservation of natural resources, stewardship-minded citizens begins at a young age. That's how it was for me. All my life, I've been interested in protecting the environment, protecting resources, which led me to my career in the National Park Service, during which time I spent a lot of time engaging youth in stewardship activities. I'd like to bring that energy to the EAC.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions?
Is there any portion of the EAC, as you've seen them in action, that really makes you say, hey, I really want to get involved in that particular?
Well, I've been involved in the community cleanups, as have my children. I really appreciate the family opportunities. It gives parents an opportunity to participate in these things with their children. I'd hope to continue and build on those kinds of opportunities for our citizens.
Great.
Holly, I think at this point we have 4 individuals that are interested in the one vacancy.
Yes.
So I've had some conversations with Matt, who's the president of the EAC, and we're excited really about all of the candidates. So the one message that I'm going to share with whoever those 3 are that are not appointed is how much we vary. There's so many, all of you are bringing a lot of value to it. So obviously we do not yet know who that person will be appointed. You have a background that's solid for it. So if you are not chosen, we highly recommend that you support it as a member of the Friends of the EAC.
Absolutely. I plan to get involved in that. I've already got the spring cleanup on my calendar, so I will be hopefully seeing you all there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly.
Holly, are you still working with the Park Services at all?
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
currently a stay-at-home mom.
Okay. Thanks.
I think the next EAC meeting is tomorrow night.
It is.
The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Item A is approve and adopt the January 2nd and January 16 minutes and the February 6th regular and special meeting minutes, and approve the February ending treasurer's report and accounts payable. Can I do that all at once, Steph?
Yes, you can do to approve items A and B, noting that the accounts payable is in the amount of $386,363.65.
I will make a motion to approve.
I'll
the
second.
consent Agenda.
I'm sorry, I didn't let you finish.
That's fine.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
President Leonard, I'm just going to go back to item B under presentations. We skipped that one. No, we
have to go
skipped
back to it.
We just didn't, we
Oh.
just have to do the
Yes.
presentation.
Presentation.
For PA1
Yep.
call. I'm going to just quickly read the proclamation, if that's okay.
Yes.
So we are designating April as Pennsylvania 811 Safe
it.
Digging Month, whereas engineers, designers, excavators, and homeowners work to keep pace with the Commonwealth's unprecedented economic development by dialing 811 in advance of excavation to minimize damage to underground utility lines, danger to workers, environmental pollution, and loss of utility service to Pennsylvania citizens. And whereas the unique services provide easy one-call notification about excavating projects, which may endanger workers and jeopardize utility lines while promoting workplace and public safety, reducing underground utility damage, minimizing utility service interruptions, and protecting the environment. And whereas this vital service, which began with only 6 utility companies, now serves more than 100,000 excavators and 3,600 critical infrastructure owners throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And whereas each year Pennsylvania 811 receives more than 800,000 notification requests and transmits more than 6 million notifications, providing protection to utility companies, their employees, customers, and citizens of Conshohocken. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Borough of Conshohocken recognized the month of April 2019 as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month and encourages all excavators and homeowners to dial 811 at least 3 business days in advance of an excavation project, including even small projects such as planting a tree, installing a mailbox post, building a deck or swimming pool, or replacing a driveway, in order to avoid injury, protect the environment, prevent millions of dollars in damages, and to remind excavators that 3 business days' notice is the law for safe digging. This 20th day of March 2019 by the Borough Council of the Borough of Conshohocken. I would just need a motion to accept designating April as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Next item under new business is to consider 134 West First Avenue maintenance security release in the amount of $5,742.72. The site has been reviewed and evaluated by the borough engineer. She's making the recommendation to release the 18-month maintenance security on the property, and this would close the escrow on this account.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The next item on the agenda is to consider approving the Police Association Conchi 5K. The date for the event is Saturday, April 27th. The time is 8 to 1. The race starts at 10. They are asking to utilize Sutcliffe Park and the west side of Conshohocken with a route that is approved by the police department. They are asking for a fee waiver of all fees associated with the race and application. The proceeds of the event go to the Conshohocken Police Association and the ALS Association of Greater Philadelphia. This is a recurring event annually. We did have a conversation specifically with the officers that are running the event in conjunction with the Conshohocken Running Club, and we reminded them that dogs specifically are not permitted in Sutcliffe Park. There was an issue that occurred last year. There was an advertisement that went out last year to bring your dogs to the event. This year, that will not be included on the advertisement. However, the officers did note that there is situations where families come to the event with their dogs, in which case they have assured the borough administration that they will monitor the dogs, that they are on a leash, that they participate in the event, and then they leave the park. So if you are so inclined, I would need a motion to approve the event, the date, and the waiver of all fees.
I will make the motion.
I will second it.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is to appoint applicants to various boards and commissions. We will start with the Human Relations Commission. If you are so inclined, I would need a motion to appoint Debbie Stovall to the Human Relations Commission.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Can I ask a question? How
Yes.
many members are on that now?
2,
Two.
and it's a 3-member board.
And who are they?
Stacy Ellum
Okay.
and Fortenberry. Jason Fortenberry.
Jason Portman?
Thank you, Brittany. The next committee is the Dog Park Advisory Committee, and if you are so inclined, I would need a motion to appoint Sarah Kratz.
He's got it. I will make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
We then have 3 candidates for the EAC that are up for consideration for 1 spot.
I think we have 4.
I have Holly, Tim, and Will.
Right, okay. I would like to make a motion to appoint Tim Snyder.
I'll second that one.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
We will make sure that in our correspondence back to Holly and to William, that their indication to want to participate on the EAC is much appreciated. I know that in my mind, I was also thinking how we could utilize 2 individuals that are already giving back so much to the borough in other capacities, because we have other boards and commissions that we need individuals like that to participate. So whether it's through the EAC in a different capacity or if it's on a different board of commission, I will be in touch with both of them.
Perfect.
Okay, Holly?
Thank you, Steph.
Next item is to consider authorizing advertisement of the RFP for police consulting services.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The last item under unfinished business is a multiple pronged piece of information. So I went through each piece in the last meeting. The only item that has changed is that there is an additional item. It is a Section 115 trust agreement with U.S. National Bank, which in essence establishes U.S. Bank as both the trustee and the custodian of the OPEB itself. So that's the only additional document. There's actually going to be 5 motions, so I'm going to do each one individually. The first motion is to consider approving the creation of a GASP qualified trust for other post-employment benefits.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The next is to consider approving the investment advisory agreement with PFM Asset Management for the Borough's OPEB Trust. And just to reiterate, PFM is the company that we currently use for our police and fire pension plans, and they were appointed through an RFP process in 2015.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is to consider authorizing the borough manager to serve as the borough's authorized officer and plan administrator for the other post-employment benefits plan.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Next is to consider authorizing the borough manager to execute documents related to the generation of the OPEB trust.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And the last is to consider approving the Section 115 trust agreement with U.S. National Bank Association.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Do we have any public comment?
Short and sweet tonight.
Good evening, Stacy.
Stacy Ellum, 334 West 10th Avenue. In regards to the 5K run on April 27th, I want to make sure that the residents get proper notification of road closures and that the fire police handle themselves better than they did last year. I was here after the event, and there was some issue with letting people out. Some people are going to be blocked in totally by the route, and I just want to make sure that everyone knows that they can move their cars appropriately, or they know when are good times to move and not move. So I just wanted to remind whoever's handling that to make sure the residents know what's up and that they know of the day as well. So,
Yes.
that's all.
Thank you, Stacy. It's a good reminder.
And congratulations on being nominated
Yes.
as chair of the Planning Commission.
Oh, thank you very
We're
much. I
all
appreciate
very
it.
excited for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Any other public comment? Okay, Mayor Aronson?
So I want to start out by letting everyone know that the AOH, in many different ways, said how wonderful it was to work with our administration and our team here as far as planning and putting on the event. I know we were all there and we had a very successful day. So thank you, Steph, to your team, and George and Tim. I think everything went off really, really well. Second thing, we have our free CPR class this weekend at the Brewing Company. It's at 10 a.m. We have 33 reservations and like 160 on Facebook. So it's going to be a popular event. I know Chief Metz and I are both really passionate about training residents in CPR because it really does save lives. So we will certainly work to plan another event in the next few months, depending on how things go. So we're excited about that, and thank you to Officer Vallone for helping me coordinate. And then on March 24th, the Dog Park Committee is having a Pints with Pups event. It's going to be all day at Lucky Dog. It's an opportunity to meet the Dog Park Committee and to hear from residents about concerns they may have about the dog park specifically. There's going to be food give back. There's going to be a special doggy dessert and a Doggerita special. So it should be a really good way for one of our newer committees to get out there in the community.
Sounds fun.
I'm sure Bob.
Mr. Stokely?
I'd like to just comment on the parade. The parade was terrific. I mean, it's growing. I think there was maybe couple thousand more people there.
Yeah.
And I think the kids and everybody, the residents and people from out of town really enjoyed it. And I think it was very successful and very organized.
Anita?
I just want to reiterate on that and say that it was a great time. I was so overwhelmed by the number of people and kids, especially that were attending the parade. It went off well. Sorry, but I didn't get to see it all. But I look forward to next year.
I just want to say thank you to the administration and public services for actually making the parade what it was. Without the infrastructure, I don't think that it would have been as good. And to the police and fire police and all of the first responders that kept everything in control for the day. It was a lot of people in our town, and it was very well received, I think.
Jane?
We just had a Marywood Park Centennial meeting that went very well, and we are getting close to announcing the date that we will have our first event. And I think everyone will be very pleased with what we have planned. And I just want to say to Chief Metz that I've noticed this week that our town is participating in the National Crackdown on Reckless Driving Week or month. And I've seen several people being pulled over on Fayette Street for reckless driving, and I'm very appreciative of that. And I'm sure that our residents are. So thank you.
I guess I just want to compliment Ray, George, and all the people that work for the Borough of Conshohocken. And I'm sorry I couldn't walk down the street with you guys, but I was picking up my wife at the time. But it was a great event after I got up there and seen it. It was great, a lot of people there. Great event. And I look forward to it next year. Thank you.
And next year we'll put you in that truck. Next year we'll put you in that truck.
No, I'm
He
picking up my
could
wife.
walk. He
I know.
He had to be at the meeting.
I still think you should be waiting from the truck.
Okay, whatever.
You put your wife with
Put
you
you
in
in
the
charge
truck.
of the candy.
Yeah, okay.
Karen?
In agreement with everyone, thank you for recognizing, and absolutely, it was a wonderful turnout because of the efforts of many, many people.
Chief Metz?
I think everybody's understating the crowd
Oh, my
at
God.
that parade
15
on
deep.
Sat. I mean, I've been to every one.
I think we're in awe of the crowd.
What's
What's
the
it
biggest
been,
one?
10, 12, how many, I don't even know how many years it's been, but I've been to every one.
12.
That by far
The biggest one.
was the biggest attendance. It
Yes,
was,
yes.
actually, it was surprising because just out of nowhere, it was that big.
Yeah.
And, like I always say, I'll take every opportunity I get to thank the fire police and their out-of-town cohorts who assist them. And none of this happens without them.
Do we have any idea how many people?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I really wouldn't know.
Right.
Estimate?
I'd say, I think that crowd was bigger than the fireworks crowd.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
For sure.
definitely it was.
It was huge.
And, we've estimated that at 5,000 maybe,
5, 7.
8,000, for,
Right.
yeah, definitely, it was big.
It was huge. So, anyone else?
I actually just have a quick announcement. There was a story posted today on More Than the Curve specific to paving of Elm Street, and I just wanted to clarify because that
The what?
information is in fact not accurate.
The what of
Paving of Elm Street.
Paving of Elm Street.
I did see that, yeah.
The story documented that it would be occurring on Monday, March 25th, and that is not accurate. So when and if the paving of Elm Street is going to take place, we will make sure that our social media outlets understand what the date and time is.
And the paving would be by PennDOT.
Correct, it's by
Correct.
PennDOT.
It's not the borough's responsibility.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Steph. Meeting adjourned.
You said it was going to be short.